What's up, everybody? In case you missed it, this week in healthcare, so many things to talk about. I could talk about how employers are being urged to take more steps for their preventative care to avoid the upcoming cost explosion. Healthcare alliances are starting all over the country, East and West Coast, as a result of the policies coming out of Washington, D.C. There's the healthcare workforce that's turning over in large numbers. The FDA cracking down on online drug advertisers, seemingly keeping their promise to keep the pressure on. But there is only one thing in healthcare you need to know right now, and it's the one little part of the Affordable Care Act that is snagging the entire government funding bill. As many of you know, the fiscal year ends for the government on September 30th. They have to pass a funding measure to keep the government open, or else everybody relying on government funding across the country stops and goes to zero. And you know what? The one thing holding it up, it's a thing I told you about last couple of weeks. The subsidies, the enhanced subsidies expiring at the end of the year. So what are subsidies? So subsidies are an advanced premium tax credit. These are subsidies. This is what helps people buy health insurance plans on the individual market with subsidies from Obamacare. Okay, you might be familiar with all that. So all of these subsidies were started back when the bill was written into law. The Affordable Care Act originally allowed for subsidized coverages for people making up to 200% of the federal poverty limit. In 2021, as the second of two major COVID legislations were passed, the American Rescue Plan Act, aka ARPA, Joe Biden enhanced these subsidies. He made subsidies available to people making up to 400% of the federal poverty limit. So it is these enhanced subsidies that are set to expire on December 31st of this year that are at the heart of the argument between Democrats and Republicans and the entire government funding bill. Democrats are holding a hard line on this funding measure, the government funding measure, that you must include an extension to these enhanced subsidies. Republicans, who have already counted the savings in their one big beautiful bill, are saying absolutely not. They both think the other's holding the political hot potato. So it'll be very interesting to see what happens. So with Republicans and Democrats very much at odds and our government 11 days from a shutdown, it will be quite interesting to see what happens. This will be the number one thing we talk about all through the election season is the subsidies as well as some Medicaid cuts that we saw in the one big beautiful bill. So get ready for election season. See you next week.